Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. We've got a big video to get through today, that's for sure, both at Chelsea and elsewhere. So make sure you stick around to the end of this video. And also, I want to let you guys know, make sure not only to just subscribe over here, but hit the link down in the description for the second channel where a brand new vlog is coming. And if you're following me on Instagram, this is my personal Insta. You'll be up to date with everything, and Twitter as well. You'll be up to date with things that I've got to say without having to come on here and tell you guys. So make sure you guys are following to get all the latest updates. And if you are following me on Insta, you'll know exactly who the special guest is on my second channel where that vlog will be coming out. I think within the next couple of days, tops. Tomorrow, possibly uploaded, if not Thursday for sure. So make sure you guys are there. It's a banging video. You guys are going to love it. Anyway, make sure you're there. I'm excited to show you guys. So make sure you're there. Hit the subscribe button and don't forget to follow on Insta. Let's get cracking. Yesterday, we spoke about Trevoh Chalobah. And the latest there that Chalobah had been forced out of the club by Chelsea. Chelsea have not taken him on pre-season tour. And for that reason, he will more than likely or almost certainly be leaving the club. And not through any means of his own doing. Not because he wants to go. He doesn't want to go. But he's been forced out. So what's the reaction on his side and what's happening to Trevoh Chalobah? Let's get into it. Here's the latest. Trevoh Chalobah is really disappointed and sad about the situation. He thought he did his best for Chelsea in the second part of last season after coming back from injury. Now that is from Fabrizio Romano. Before I get into the rest, because there's more on Chalobah, I just want to say this, right? If Trev was watching, I would tell him, listen mate, we know exactly what you've given. We know exactly how you feel. We know exactly what the situation is. Most of the fan base, I won't say all, I can't speak for everyone, but the way that I'm seeing it, I'd say most of the fan base want you to stay. And we're really sorry it's turned out like this. Because if it was up to all of us, we would keep you in a heartbeat. That's what I would tell him. You know? It's sad. Now, what I mentioned yesterday that I want to make clear, I think we all knew Chalobah was going to be sold. Right? That's not the surprise here. The surprise is the treatment of a player like Chalobah. You know, treating him in that manner. Some people are going to say, oh no, but you can just be cold and ruthless. In certain things, no problem, right? In the same way that Real Madrid are cold and ruthless, cool, not a problem, because they succeed, right? We'll get to Real Madrid later on in the video, actually. But with Chalobah, what harm is there taking him on pre-season tour? And then if he gets sold, he gets sold. Tell him goodbye and see you later. But to just throw him to the curb, to force it, that's what doesn't sit well. It doesn't have to end like this. But it seems like with the way that the club is run at the moment, it's just, this is going to make us money, do it. Done. Don't care one bit. Listen. I want to say this and make this clear. There has to be a balance, but business isn't just money. It's also about all the stakeholders involved. There is a consideration there. You have to do things properly. You have to be reasonable. You can't be, I don't want to swear. You know what I mean? You know? And it just seems like, especially with this, and like I said, the effects that this is going to have. People in the academy now, the players coming through in the academy, what are they going to think? This is we're talking long-term thinking. These are the long-term consequences that I'm looking at. So it is what it is. Let's read more on Trevoh. Trevoh Chalobah wants to fight for his place at Chelsea despite being omitted from the Blues pre-season tour of the United States. That's come from Nick Purewell of the Evening Standard. I'm sure Trevoh would want to. Right? But he's not going to the United States. That's the problem. He's just going to have to stay at Chelsea and, stay at Cobham when no one's there. Do you see what? This is unnecessary. It's unnecessary. It doesn't have to happen like this. It doesn't have to happen. I don't understand it. You know? Unless, if like what I said yesterday is true, where Chelsea don't even want Enzo Maresca to even watch him play one game. Like, no, you ain't before. Who knows? He plays one game, Maresca might be like, hey, you know what? I like him. And then there's a real problem. Who knows? Ben Jacobs has given us the latest because now, obviously, clubs are going to be looking. Clubs are going to be thinking, oh, okay, he's available. Cool. How much for? Can we do it? Blah, blah, blah. Well, Ben Jacobs gives us a little bit of detail. Manchester United hold a genuine interest in Chalobah. Newcastle have discussed him, and Dortmund and AC Milan are clubs to watch. Except for... Actually, no, I'm thinking on last season's terms. I was going to say, except for Man United, they're all Champions League teams, but no, Newcastle are not even in Europe. So, Man United, Europa League. Dortmund, AC Milan, yes, but... we'll have to see what happens. This is the clarity on Ben Jacobs' Man United claim as well. Man United hold a genuine interest in Trevoh Chalobah. The defender has been left out of Chelsea's pre-season tour and the club would want around £25 million to sell. You see, this is what I don't understand as well. So we want pure profit, but we're only actually just going to try and get 25 million for him. He's on a contract till 2028. We're okay with just taking 25 mil. Do we not do anything right? Like, what? I don't get it. I don't get it. If we're valuing him at 25 million, there's no point in selling him. There really isn't. I don't get it. Crazy. Sam C has given us an indicator as to where things stand at the moment. Sources confirmed this evening that no clubs have yet come in for Trevoh Chalobah. Player is open to leaving if the right opportunity arises, one to watch throughout the window. He will be gone. We won't see him play for Chelsea ever again. That's for sure. And I reckon the same will be said for Conor Gallagher. But yeah, the treatment of Chalobah. And you know what's crazy as well? This reminds me of the thing where they tell you nice guys finish last. And it's just Trevoh Chalobah. I'm not advocating like keep a player just because he's a nice guy. No, right? He's a good player though, who's shown that. I told you guys yesterday, would you take him ahead of Disasi? Would you take him ahead of Badiashile? I would for sure. Would you take him ahead of Fofana? Well, Fofana's been injured. We don't actually know what we're getting with Fofana, right? This is where he has his place. He absolutely has his place, especially now Thiago Silva's gone. But we're going to get rid. But on top of that, you're not even dealing with someone who causes a nuisance. Trevoh Chalobah is peak professional, has his head screwed on, has his priorities right, isn't, one of those boys that goes out and causes trouble, he's out all the time, or he's a proper young lad that just gets on a wrecked one all the time. He's not that. He's grounded, his head's, really firm on his shoulders, he knows what he's doing. He seems like, even though he's quite young and I'm sure he hasn't got kids and whatnot, but he seems like a family man in waiting. Do you know what I mean? We're treating him like this. It's uncalled for, man. It's uncalled for. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on that. Much appreciated as we move elsewhere. This as well. I don't get this. Check this out. Georgi Petrovic is emerging as a surprise candidate to be sold. There are doubts at Chelsea about his suitability for Maresca's style of football, and the club are fielding inquiries about his availability. I'm gonna lay this down for everyone to understand, right? When I tell you guys that their prime concern is money, yeah? The reason why this guy is up for sale is because he's going to make money for the club. That's it. Are we going to look at who is actually best at the club in order to be a goalkeeper? No, because if we were doing that, we'd flog Sanchez. But guess what? Newsflash. Breaking news, no one wants Sanchez. He's not marketable. What a surprise. Yeah? Petrovic had a great season last season. Stepped in, became the number one. Put Sanchez on the bench. Oh, guess what? His value's increased. We can sell. Money. But when I tell you guys that these guys are looking from the lenses of only money, sometimes I get called crazy. This is mad. It's money. Money is the aim. By any means necessary. We're even willing to treat players like Chalobah the way we're treated. Money by any means necessary. That is the motto of the club. That is how we're operating. I think it's crazy that we're even considering thinking of selling Petrovic. I think it's mad. We're selling Petrovic because the main question that you could ask is, well, why did we get him in the first place? I agree. Why did we get him in the first place? If we bought him, then he had a great season, and then we're about to sell him. It doesn't make sense, right? No, for Chelsea, again, through the lens of money, guess what? It does. His value's increased. Sanchez, though, his value's not increased. And if anyone's going to try and make the argument, oh no, but Sanchez is good on the ball, can we have a day off? Can we have a day off? Yeah. The fact that we're even in the market looking for a goalkeeper tells you what we need to know about Sanchez. Because if not, we wouldn't be in the market looking for a goalkeeper. It's all blurred lines. If you read in between the lines, you'd know what's going on. It's clear as day. Yeah. Petrovic is a decent keeper. Not the best on the ball, I can admit. But better than Sanchez, what are we doing? The fact that we're even considering just to keep Sanchez tells you that we're not even going to put him on the market because we're not going to get any money for him. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But the strategy of the business here is what blows my mind. Why did we buy Sanchez in the first place? What, to sweeten up the Caicedo deal? See, it's just mad. Why did we buy Petrovic in the first place then? On a footballing level, I'm talking on a footballing level. Doesn't make any sense. If we're getting rid of him now, then clearly he's not important. But he was our better goalkeeper last season. He was our better performing goalkeeper last season. This is what we do now. Some of the decisions that are made at this club now don't make sense on a footballing level. But if you look from the perspective and from the lens of money, it makes complete sense. It makes complete sense. Start looking down the lens of money and you'll understand what the club are doing. Right? Because some decisions are crazy. It doesn't add up. But when you start to understand money is the basis of all decision making at the football club right now, you begin to understand where the logic is coming from, even if you don't agree. I don't agree with it. As a football club, I think it's ludicrous. But you get to understand what their motive is. It's money. Simple as that. So, anyway, is everyone happy or unhappy with the transfer window so far at Chelsea Football Club? It's quite a debate, yeah? Some people will be like, no, you know what, it's all right. And then some people will tell you it's the worst transfer window, maybe worse than 2017. Yeah, it is. But are Chelsea done yet? Chelsea are hoping to sign 2 or 3 more players, ideally by the end of July. TikTok, we've got a week left. Hang on, I thought that we wanted players signed before Maresca started pre-season. Oh well, that's not finished yet, is it? Are we still looking for a striker and a right-footed winger? Yeah, we've not got that over the line yet, have we? And now we're talking about end of July. All right, we'll see. We'll see by the end of July. I don't believe it. I'm just telling you, I don't believe it. We'll see what happens. But I also don't believe that Chelsea are going to do the correct business necessary. I don't want to scattergun and tell everyone that all the players that Chelsea signed are rubbish. This is nonsense. No. Yeah. There are some good young players that have been signed, I believe. Alongside the ones we've already got, we do have some nice young players. Some of the young players that we've signed, you can see where the logic has come from. I'll tell you, Dewsbury Hall under Maresca, maybe we'll be able to unlock something based on how Maresca plays his football. Marc Guéhi from Barcelona is the type of young player that I would want to sign, right? If I was looking at a young player to develop, I would look at a player like Marc Guéhi, so I've got no problem there. There are players that I'm going, yeah, cool. But overall, as the transfer window, I'm going to say the same thing like I said last season and the season before. If we're getting all these young players, please complement them with 2 or 3 players of experience and pedigree, for the love of God. And even so, when I say that, I can easily pick out a young player, for example, and show you what type of level needs to be at the club, surrounded with all of these young players that need to grow and develop. And we can easily pick out a Nico Williams, for example, as an example, right? That is someone that you look at and go, that would be a big signing, yeah? It would be. He's on absolute fire right now. But he's young. However, he's already kind of accomplished at his young age. You'd love that in the team. I don't believe Chelsea are going to do it. That's my problem here. We're not going to do it. As I've said before, though, please prove me wrong, Chelsea. Please prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. If you prove me wrong, I will be the first one to come on here and tell you guys, listen, Chelsea have got it spot on. Yeah? I will be the first. I don't believe I will ever get to do that, though. I want to do that. I don't believe I will ever have to do that, though. So let's wait and see. News elsewhere, before we wrap up, involves Chelsea too. Let's look into some of these stories. Man City want 70 million euros to 20 million plus 20 million euros in bonuses to sell Julian Alvarez. So, next story, because no one's paying that, I'm afraid. Simple as that. Very sorry. Oh, it's gone. You know when you get a hair out of nowhere? That just happened. So, let's read into more. Here's Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen has reached an agreement on personal terms with PSG. However, either Gonzalo Ramos or Randal Kolo Muani would have to be sold for him to be signed, and Luis Campos has called both to say he is counting on them for next season. You see, this is, again, I go back to what I said earlier, blurred lines, right? I'm not so sure if this is actually going to end up like this. I still believe Osimhen will join PSG. He's reached an agreement on personal terms with PSG, right? That's coming from French media, by the way, RMC Sport. But PSG, I think, are sending the message out to Napoli, right? We don't need your player. We've got our players, right? So bring down your fee if you want to do business with us. Because we know you're desperate. So we're not going to look desperate. I think there is a little bit of that going on. However, at the same time, it does also tell you that if they do get a deal done for Osimhen, either Gonzalo Ramos or Randal Kolo Muani will be available, it seems. One of them. Now again, this is where I look at Chelsea. Are we actually looking at a striker? Well, if we are, just saying, I'd take any of them. I'd be cool with Gonzalo Ramos. Kolo Muani I'd take. Kolo Muani I'd take. Absolutely. But, well, anyway, let's wait and see. Now, talking about Nico Williams, here's the latest. The Athletic have said PSG is interested in signing Nico Williams and has already made contact as they explore a possible move. PSG, man, what's going on? They're flipping everywhere now. If it wouldn't surprise me if they took Nico Williams. It just wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't be shocked. And talk about a front line. Nico Williams, Victor Osimhen. That's how my club should be operating. That is the front line we should have. Oh my God, can you imagine? Nico Williams, Osimhen, Cole Palmer. Have a day off. 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 I had to get out of my seat and return because of that, man. Oh my God, that would be ridiculous. But my club don't do that anymore. So it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts on PSG apparently going after Nico Williams. That's from The Athletic as well. So anyway. Now, big clubs operate like big clubs. And there's one supreme club. Supreme. Official! Real Madrid is the first football club to surpass 1 billion euros in revenue. Wow. 1 billion. They made 27% more than last season in revenue. 1 billion. What a club. What a club. What a club. Fair play. Real Madrid. What a football club. Wow. Wow. Let me know your thoughts. I have nothing else to say. In talking about I have nothing to say, let's get to this guy. Pep Guardiola has just confirmed that Kevin De Bruyne will not sign for Saudi Pro League this summer. No, Kevin is not leaving, Pep says. Fake news, as clarified yesterday. Okay. So, who came up with that? The Mail? Well, you're in the mud. If it was the Mail. I think it was the Mail. Anyway, whoever it was, you're in the mud. But he's not going anywhere. Pep literally said, don't go anywhere. Kevin, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. So Kevin De Bruyne is staying put, not going to Saudi. That's the last story on the video today. Let me know your thoughts on that one. I'm not surprised. And yeah, he stays at City. Whoop-de-doo. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe over here for more. Video will be coming tomorrow for sure. Make sure you've hit that subscribe button, notification bell on as well. Don't forget the socials, Instagram specifically as well. I'm very active on there, so make sure you're following right now. There it is. As well as Twitter and all the socials on screen in the description. And also the second channel in the description. First link right there. Make sure you're subbed over there for the brand new vlog that's dropping either tomorrow or the day after. But one of them, it'll be out. Make sure you're there. Enjoy. Have a good one, people. I'll see you a lot tomorrow. Have a good one. Take care. And peace.